ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ತಿಷ್ಪತ್ ತಮಿಳಾಯಿನು. All of you are very blessed to be associated with this organization, with this company, which is committed to a cause, a noble cause. So you have a reason to feel blessed. All of us are blessed in many ways. We have a human birth is a blessing. We had good parents, blessing. We are born in this culture, a blessing. We are associated with organization, this place like this, blessing. We have time and mind and opportunity to listen to such discourses, blessing. So we have so many blessings in life. And intelligent way of living is to convert all our blessings into opportunities to earn more blessings. Blessings we have, make them, convert them into opportunities to earn more blessings. And thus our life can be full of blessings. And to make it happen, we can follow certain guidelines. The first of all is learn to be aware of blessings we have received. Because most of the time, most of the people are busy focusing on what is not there. I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. And because of that, we miss to acknowledge what we have. So first of all, let us change our orientation to be aware, acknowledge the blessings we have received, already received in our life. And generally I prescribe this especially on birthday. When your birthday is there, you take out some time to count all your blessings. Every day it can be done, but especially on your birthday. Start from your birth itself. You are born in a good family. You are having certain education. So you will see you have so many reasons to feel blessed. So acknowledge the blessings. Second thing is, let us be clear about the purpose of life. It's a very unfortunate thing that at the age of 60, 70, 80, people ask this question. What is the purpose of life, Swamiji? So Pujya Swamiji used to say this, Pujya Swami Dayanandji. He said this person is asking this question at the age of 60, 70. Means what? What is the purpose of life is the question at the age of 70. Means he lived his life without knowing the purpose of life. Let this not happen with us. Let us be clear about the purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? Purpose of life is to grow. To grow in a holistic manner. Not only in one field or one area of life, only financially, socially, or education wise. That is not a healthy growth. Let us have holistic growth. Means we take care of our physical health, we take care of our family responsibility, we have harmony in family, we have emotional growth, we have intellectual growth, and finally we have spiritual growth. So let there be holistic growth. So growing holistically, leading to the discovery of the wholeness, fullness of myself is the purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? Growing holistically, leading to the discovery of the wholeness, fullness of myself. That is the purpose of life. And with this clarity, we live our life. Another thing which can help us in converting our life into a blessing is, let us respect knowledge, pursuit of knowledge. Let us have love for clarity, love for knowing what is truth in any area of our life. Let there be commitment, love for knowing what is truth in that particular area. In terms of Vyavahara, what is the truthfulness? In terms of the ultimate reality, what is the truth? Everywhere, let there be love for knowing the truth. And let there be readiness to correct falsehood. If anything I was holding on to, which is found to be wrong, I am ready to drop it. Some people hold on to the falsehood because they were holding on to the falsehood. After some time, they cannot give it up. But right approach is, I have commitment to what is truth. I am ready to know the truth. I am ready to adopt truthfulness in all areas of my life. And I am ready to acknowledge falsehood and ready to correct any falsehood in my perception, in my transaction. So there is love for clarity, love for knowledge. That is why our country is called Bharata. You know what is the meaning of Bharata? Bha means light, which stands for knowledge. Rata means committed. Happily committed is called Rata. So Bharata means a country which is happily, lovingly committed to knowledge. So let us be Bharata. Let everybody become Bharata. Let me become Bharata. Commitment to know what is right. In any area, I want to know what is right. Especially when it is relevant to my life, I want to know. Another thing is, let there be harmony between my expectation, my desire, and my behavior. This is one of the important points people miss and suffer. My behavior and my desire should be in harmony with each other. I will give you the example so it will be clear. I want to be loved by all. This is my desire, suppose. But my behavior is very rude. My behavior is very selfish, manipulative, and I want to be loved by all. There is a contradiction. I should see, if I want to be loved by all, my behavior should be loving behavior. My approach should be lovable. I want to be loved by all, but I do everything which will drive the people away from me. Contradiction. I want to be very peaceful, relaxed, but I want to compete with the world. I want to be the first all the time. And I want to be very relaxed also. All the time absorbed in Atman. That is my one expectation. And I want to stand first in every competition. Contradiction. So one needs to see the contradiction between the expectation and behavior. Sometimes there may be contradiction between two desires. One side I want to be known as a charitable person, generous person, and other side I have desire to only accumulate money, not to part with anybody. Contradiction. So one needs to see contradiction in one's life and reduce contradiction in one's life. Contradiction between two desires, contradiction between the behavior and desire. And one more important thing in life to have the life of blessing is bring Ishvara in our life. That was Pujya Swamiji's favorite expression. Bring Ishvara in your life. And Pujya Swamiji, Swami Dayanandji, used to emphasize this point that in Vedic culture, Ishvara is not a matter of belief. Ishvara is a matter of understanding. Yes, we can begin with belief in Ishvara. That is a beginning point. Nothing wrong in it. To start with, we believe in Ishvara. And it is very useful. Even Upanishad says, Asti iti upalabdhavyaha tattva bhavena chobhayoho. So, Asti first, Bhagavan is. Even if you don't like the word God or Ishvara, you may not use the word. Some people have difficulty with Ishvara. You know why? Because in childhood, person might have suffered with a very strong, very disciplinarian father or uncle. So any authority figure, it creates reaction. It creates repulsions. And therefore many people don't like to accept Ishvara. So you may not accept something called Ishvara, God, but at least accept some higher power. Accept something called existence, the ultimate. But slowly we bring Ishvara in our life. And all of us are, I think, fortunate enough to have some Shraddha in Shastra. And therefore we don't have that issue of, Nastikata, atheism. So we try to understand Ishvara and bring Ishvara in our life. What do we mean by that? Bringing Ishvara in our life means what? This is very beautifully explained in Bhagavad Gita. Yatah pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. So Bhagavan says, the Lord from whom everything has come, the Lord by whom everything is pervaded, to that Lord I worship by offering my action. Let every action be like a flower with which I worship the Lord. Whatever action I do, I perform with an attitude of worshipping the Lord. Which action you are doing doesn't matter. Even if you are sweeping the floor, that also can be an action you can offer to the Lord. Any action which is supposed to be your duty, which you are supposed to do, offer it as an expression of your gratitude, your devotion to the Lord. That is called bringing Ishvara in one's life. Let my every action be my worship to the Lord. And another way we can bring Ishvara is to appreciate that Ishvara is in the form of harmony, order. Anything that happens implies order. Like some object, if it is dropped, it falls down. This is order. If person was treated badly, then he will be angry with the world. This is order, psychological order. If person has been cheated by some people, then he will be very cautious. He will be little bit doubtful. It is in order. So we appreciate this order as manifestation, expression of Ishvara. So whatever happens in our life, we appreciate it as an expression of order. Whatever, Swamiji was telling this morning, we are taking coffee. This coffee I am getting because of certain karma. So karma brings a particular result. This is order. Somebody shouted at me because in the past I might have done that, And so there is karmic order. This order is Ishvara. This is how we can bring Ishvara in our life. And when Ishvara is accepted in our life, I can accept myself. Accepting Ishvara will help me accepting myself. Accepting Ishvara will help me accept the world. Generally, we have so much, likes and dislikes. This person should not be like this. Why he did like this? He should not have done like this. I am so unhappy. I am so angry. This type of reaction, this type of anger, hatred is there because we are not seeing that this person with his behavior is in order. Anybody with any behavior is in order. What that person has done is not right. From the law of Dharma Shastra, that person did a wrong thing. He stole somebody's wealth. Is a wrong thing, unjustifiable. But it can be validated. There is a difference between validation and justification. If somebody shouted when there was silence, it is not a right thing to do. It was already written there, please maintain silence, and he shouted. So it is not a justifiable thing. But if we understand the background of the person, we can validate the person. That person has so much pressure, emotional pressure, that he could not but shout. The more we understand that any behavior of any person has got some background, and therefore I can validate the person, then I am in harmony with Ishvara. Because Ishvara is the order. The more we appreciate Ishvara, the more we accept Ishvara, I can accept the world, I can accept myself. I am in harmony with myself. I am in harmony with the world. The life is a blessing. I have leisure to appreciate the blessing when I have relative acceptance of myself. I have relative acceptance of the world. And one last thing I would like to add. In general, let us have this attitude of gratitude for anything we receive from anyone, who all have contributed to our well-being, starting with the Lord, parents. Let there be gratitude. Even though there may be some events in life which might have created small bitterness in relationship, but the attitude of gratitude is so overpowering that all other things are kept aside. Let there be gratitude to our parents. Let there be gratitude to our siblings, brothers and sisters. Let there be gratitude to our employee or employers, whatever the case may be. So my whole life is appreciation of gratitude, expression of gratitude. And I always feel there is grace of Ishvara. Puja Swamiji, when he left the US last time, when he was coming to India, he gave a small talk and he told this. He said, my whole life is full of grace. And he concluded his talk with the repetition of the word, grace, 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 grace. Only grace. So our life also can be that. till the end we can repeat the word, oh, I am so blessed, so grateful to the Lord, so blessed I am. Every moment you can say, I am so blessed. I have so much grace of the Lord. So let the whole life become the appreciation of grace of the Lord. Whole life be the expression of gratitude to the Lord, gratitude to all people who have contributed to our well-being. Wish you all the best. Namaste.
So good morning everybody, and it's my honor to have the blessings of Swamiji from the Gurukula. Both Swamijis here, and I've had a wonderful interaction with them over the last two, yesterday and today. And I just wanted to thank Swamiji for a superb talk he gave today, which is the essence of all that Upanishads are talking about, but in a very practical sense. I thought it was one of the nicest talks I've heard. Thank you very much, Swamiji. And it's a blessing that both of you Swamis are here to give us a talk today and also get associated with us once more. Thank you very much.